Welcome back to another episode of the Better Dog Kyle podcast. On today's episode, I'll be covering the narrative surrounding Kyler Murray, Bryce Butler's recent comments on Kyler Murray's leadership, how he doesn't feel like he's going to be a dog in 15 years from now, whatever the fuck that means. I felt compelled to make this video because a couple of days ago, I saw a video recently that Bryce Butler did on a podcast somewhere on YouTube. I don't give a fuck, but he did a podcast stating that in 15 years we won't be saying that Kyler Murray is a dog and how Kyler Murray lacks leadership. He doesn't take ownership for the mistakes that he makes. Now, what I took from that video after watching it multiple times is that, one, I would just like to state that Bryce Butler never played with Kyler Murray, which makes this shit even more fucking stupid. I feel like you shouldn't be speaking on, first off, not that you're not qualified because you play in the NFL, you play in the league. I never played in the league, but I don't feel like you're not qualified to speak on somebody's leadership if you never played with the guy. And he says he has inside information. What inside information? Bro, you played for the Cardinals and you was on the practice squad in 2018. Kyler Murray was in college in 2018. So how the fuck do you have inside information? He wasn't even on the team yet. What are you talking about? Then he says, "Oh, he doesn't have leadership qualities." How the fuck would you know if you never shared a locker room with him? And it's crazy to me that all of these people are saying, not even just Bryce Butler, I've heard these comments before about his leadership qualities. It's crazy how all of you guys are saying this, but none of the people that are saying these things are his teammates or former coaches. It's all people that's experts that work for ESPN and all these other blogs and podcasts and all these other motherfuckers who don't even know the guy personally. They're going based off of what hearsay, what other people say. But nobody knows him personally. Nobody's played with him. Nobody's been in practice with him. So how the fuck can you even say that? I don't understand that. Bryce played in the league for 6 years. He played for the Raiders, Cowboys. He was on the Cardinals practice squad. He played for the Cowboys and Dolphins in the same year in 2018. Bro, he played for 6 years, had 79 career catches, 1,237 career yards, and 9 career touchdowns. I mean, with those kind of stats, I think your quarterbacks lack leadership for getting you the ball. I mean, you had not even a decent career. You had a below average NFL career. You have no accolades, nothing to stand on, but you feel compelled enough and you feel like you have the experience enough to speak on a quarterback who was a number 1 overall pick, 2-time Pro Bowler, Rookie of the Year, Heisman Trophy winner, but he lacks leadership. His team went 11-2 his junior year in college, but he lacked leadership. But I've never heard any of his teammates ever say anything about his leadership. And then he speaks on, which I love when people talk about this. He speaks on his wanting to play video games. First off, he does that in his downtime. I'm a fan of football. I love football. Do I expect guys to be in the practice facility 24/7? Absolutely not. These guys have personal lives outside of the game of the sport that they're playing. He plays video games in spare time. Who am I to judge him on what he does in his spare time? That's what he wants to do. Let him do it. It's crazy that you guys judge somebody off of nothing. You judge him off of nothing just because of what somebody else said. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? He's a grown-ass man. Now, on Sundays, Thursdays, and Mondays, I want him to perform. Has he done that the best of his ability yet? No, I don't feel like we've seen the best version of him. Now, this upcoming season with the additions that the team has added, I feel like we'll see the best version of him. He's healthy. He has a full offseason to go and learn a new playbook from Gannon. I feel like he'll be just fine. And I didn't watch, but I did my research on him. And I know some people, I bring this up, me personally, because I feel like it matters to me. This is my podcast. I'm going to say what the fuck I want to say. This shit matters to me. Noted, Kyler Murray went 42-0 in high school. He's arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks to come out of the state of Texas. Now, to some people on the outside looking in, they're going to be like, oh, well, high school doesn't really matter. Those stats really don't matter. But think about it. To go 42, you know how hard that is to go 42-0 in a 4-year span at high school. That's hard to do at the quarterback position in Texas. And just listen to me for a second. You have to play good in college, great in college, good and great to get a good scholarship a decent scholarship. He got a scholarship to Texas A&M, not to mention the other offers that he got. But to go 42-0, that's a pretty fucking big deal. You got to play good in college to get the scholarship to go to college. Then to get scouted in NFL, you have to play good in college to get scouted in NFL. Obviously, he played so fucking great in high school that he got a scholarship to Texas A&M. Then it didn't work out at Texas A&M because they already had a quarterback there. So he transferred from that school to go to Oklahoma when he was back in the Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield went to the draft. He took over. He only had 1 full year as a starter, but they went 11-2. College football playoff, Heisman Trophy winner. Not to mention the kid's got a fucking statue outside the stadium. I don't feel like, all right, to some people it's like, well, that doesn't have anything to do with leadership. I don't feel like that matters. I feel like what is your definition of leadership? Can somebody explain to me? Like, what is your definition of leadership? Everybody has different styles of leadership. Just because he's not mic'd up every game and screaming and yelling doesn't mean he's not a great leader. I've seen games where we've been down and he's come back. Just a disclaimer, I'm a Cardinals fan, okay? But there's no bias here. I'm being completely transparent and honest. He could be better than what he's played. Yes, he could be better. And I feel like given what we've given him this past offseason, he will be better. He will be better in the locker room. Now, people talk about the clause in his contract about, his practice habits. He signed an extension, I believe, 2 years ago, and in the extension it had some language that said he has like a certain amount of hours that he has to be in the film room. People took that as, oh, they put that in there because he's not studying properly. I don't honestly feel like that was the reason. Like, he has hobbies outside of football. I don't feel like that was the reason why they put that in there. First off, whoever put that in there and let that get out to the public is fucking stupid because that's supposed to be in the contract. That should be personal and confidential. That shouldn't be out to the public. I feel like that was bad on whoever's part to let that shit out. Now, do I know his practice habits? No. Do I know if he's in the facility all the time? No. I feel like he's in there enough. Now, to some people are going to be like, how would you know that? You don't play for the team. You're not around the team. How would you know that? I just feel like when people and players are attacking his character, I just don't like it. I feel like he's done nothing to show that he's a bad locker room guy or he's arrogant or cocky or not, like I said, not a bad leader. I never really seen it show or spill out to the team. I feel like a lot of times people confuse cockiness and lack of leadership with confidence. He's always been a confident player. If you watch him play, when he's screaming, he's yelling, he believes in his team. He's hype. Like, and when we're down and he's losing, he's pissed off because he's addicted to winning. Like, he's a winner. He's a natural winner. Like, he's won a lot. 2 losses in college. Matter of fact, no, I think he's only had 3 losses in his college career. He's never lost in high school. So when you have a career like that and then you come to NFL and you're losing multiple games over a span of weeks and weeks and weeks, you have the right to be pissed off. I mean, he's not used to losing. Losing isn't in his mentality. He wasn't trained and he wasn't made and practiced to lose. Like, he plays to win. And you want a guy like that in your locker room. You want a guy like that as your quarterback. And I'm happy we have him as a quarterback. I don't feel like he's not the right guy for the job. I feel like he's the right guy for the job. We need somebody like that that's going to hold everybody accountable. He's on the sidelines yelling and screaming. It's because he sees better in the players. He sees better in the scheme. He sees better in the coaches. It's crazy because when Tom Brady did it, he's a leader. That's the prototypical leader. But it's like when Kyler does it, other players do it, it's, oh, he's a team killer. He doesn't have leadership. He lacks leadership. I feel like it's all bullshit at the end of the day. I feel like it's coming from people and outsiders who aren't with the team, never played with the guy, don't know the guy. Like I said, Bryce Butler, you came out of pocket with those comments, bro. For real. Like, to not have never played with the guy and to say he's not a dog and this and that. Like you said, he lacks leadership. I just feel like, bro, who are you? Like, who? Like, I'm looking at the stats. I'm looking at your career, bro. Who are you? Like, you wasn't no Pro Bowl receiver. You wasn't no All Pro. What quarterbacks did you play with that you could say that had leadership? Because from the looks of it, the best quarterback you played on this list right here is Dak Prescott, and he's okay, but he ain't won the big one yet. So I don't know what you're looking at. I don't know what gives you the criteria because you play in the NFL. You just feel like, okay, I could say whatever the fuck I want to say. And then he says in the video, I have inside information. Motherfucker, what inside information do you have? You're not even in the league anymore, bro. What are you talking about? What are we talking about here, bro? Be real. Be honest. Like, what are we talking about? You just looking for clicks. That's what you're doing. You're trying to get whatever podcast you're on, whatever media outlet that you're a part of and connected to. You're trying to get them clicks and views. Because, of course, to get views, you're going to go for the big dog. You're going to go for the most popular guy. Kyler Murray, he's a popular player. Like, he's a popular player in the NFL. So, in your mind, you're like, okay, well, who's somebody I can attack and that's going to get us some views because we're lacking views right now? Kyler Murray. Because like I said in my previous video, on one of my previous videos, negativity, it sells. It's always sold, especially in this day and age. Nobody wants positivity. They want negativity. So who can I come at that's probably not going to respond and say anything because, they're to themselves to get clicks? Even though I have no factual things to back up what I'm saying. But I'm just going to hide behind my camera, my mic, and my co-host with my stupid ass statements on lack of leadership when I've had 9 career touchdowns, 1,237 reception yards, and 79 catches in a 6-year span. And you want to talk about leadership. Get the fuck out of here. I say all that to say, Kyler Murray, you're going to be good, bro. Ignore the negative comments. You are a leader. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. He leads by example. I feel like he leads by example every day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next episode.